You're listening to The Night In Show, a podcast that joins you in the trenches after your kids have hopefully gone to sleep for the night. My name is Megan Pruitt.
And I'm Brian, and we are talking about our real-life experiences with 2 kiddos and owning a full-time growing subscription box business. Our life is messy, it's crazy,
And it's beautiful all at once, and we're here in the trenches living it with you. Hello and welcome back to we've got 3 in the book. Can you believe it? Third podcast. We are going to be talking about changing seasons. And this actually really was a topic that in line with our business. Our next date night in box, the theme name is literally Changing Seasons. There it is. Beautiful box. One of our favorites. And I'm your host, Megan Pruitt. And
I'm Brian.
And we are going to tackle the topics of all the seasons we've changed in our relationship, how they made us feel, what we would go back and tell ourselves. We're going to reminisce. We're going to go a little bit back in time and look forward as well. But we have a really great date night inbox coming up again. That's Changing Seasons. We have some amazing activities for you. If we could have put fall into a box for you, this is it. We're going to have, as always, our optional dinner menu, which is created by Marina. She's amazing. Some table talk in there. We're going to have some other, I think 3 or 4 other activities and some really delicious snacks. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but I feel like this is always a favorite of ours.
Yeah, hopefully when everybody gets it, it's cold out though.
Yeah.
Or not cold, but starting to get chilly.
Well, I think everywhere but South Carolina is...
it's
getting colder.
93 degrees outside still. And
we're going to see our first day in the 70s in the 15-day outlook, and we haven't had that since.
Yeah, but you know what's going to happen.
Months.
They're going to change it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the only reason why it's getting cold is because there's some hurricane coming or something like that.
Exactly. All right, so you ready to dig in? We did prepare some notes and have a little bit of a roadmap, which is more prepared than we've been for the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, we're way more organized this time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, way more organized.
Okay, so let's talk. I'm going to rattle off a list, and then we'll go into depth, okay?
Well, first, let's talk a little bit about the whole changing seasons aspect. I think we've talked about this before, where we have said that when we look back on our time together so far, we can kind of categorize everything. Like we can put it into, oh, that's when we were in college time. Oh, that was when we just got married time. Oh, that's pre-kids. Oh,
Yeah.
This is kids time. And it's like there are different lifetimes. Each one, we're in a different phase. It's a whole different kind of mindset.
Yeah.
The way we think about things and the way we act upon different opportunities, and then different aspects when raising kids. We just think so differently in each different season of our life.
Yeah, not only do we think differently, we act differently. There's different, components involved into it. And then we've had to get to know each other and who we are in this new phase of our life. And I just have a feeling that anyone who's 60, 50, 60 is kind of thinking you got no idea yet. And we already feel that way for people that don't have kids yet. So I can't imagine what really some changing of seasons would look like.
Don't you think, I feel like I'm a different person than I was
100%.
5 years ago. And but I think that person 5 years ago would think the same thing of the person I was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like, I don't think we'll ever stop kind of changing and
No,
evolving.
I don't think that's what I'm saying. Just, it's I think somebody that's older would be like, yeah, just wait,
Yeah, but that's what old people say.
Hey, well, we're saying it to people that don't have kids, so we're officially old.
Well,
For point of reference, if you're listening and you don't know us, I'll be 34 in May. You'll be 33
in December.
And so it's not like we're really that old, but I definitely feel in my mid-30s. It's terrifying. All right.
You don't look old, honey.
Thank you. So let's talk about the seasons that we've encountered personally. I'm going to rattle it off.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me fuel up.
Okay. When we were college students, because that's when we met, dating, really fun times. Swear to God. Recent graduates, career-focused individuals, hungry for the career. That's what I mean by that. newly engaged, then newly being married, the phase of our life where we were trying for a baby. Then I listed on here career disruption or changes. That was, I felt we spent a good part of our 20s and early 30s on that kind of phase of it. We'll get to that in a minute. New parents, working together, changing of season, business owners type kind of feeling. Now, I would like to say that we're like seasoned parents, homeowners, and then the phase when you just kind of get to coast a little bit, but knowing that time is going faster than it ever did before, and what will some of those life things like our parents getting older or our children encountering some more real life problems potentially, hopefully not, but everything gets more serious as they grow older. So what does our late 30s look like? So I have questions for you before. Well, would you rather go into all of these specifically or hear my questions?
Well, I have one question.
Sure.
What classifies somebody as a veteran parent?
You're out the other side of a newborn baby.
So you're starting to do things for the last time?
Yes.
Like with your kid?
Yes.
Like
And
with Hudson,
yes.
we're doing things for the last time. Like
Yes.
we just finished potty training for the last time.
Yes.
Thank God. Mm-hmm. So that makes us
High five.
pound it.
Okay, I'll do that. Yep. Life changing.
Yeah.
This was our
Okay.
first weekend of no diapers. Amazing. Okay. So, of all of these life stages, and it can be multiple ones, just go in order, what did you feel like were the most difficult?
Oh, the baby stage.
Why?
The new parent stage, the new baby stage. Because it was such an incredible amount of responsibility. Not saying that we weren't ready for it, but no matter how much you prepare for a child, like a new life that solely depends on its parents or parent or whatever the situation is,
Yeah.
for like literally nourishment and love and the kindness and to keep it alive those first couple months, like there's nothing that can prepare you for being a parent.
No.
Like it's so many different emotions all in one.
Within hour to hour, like minute to minute.
Yeah, like no, minute to minute, definitely
Yeah.
minute to minute. Like it's just so much that there's no prep for being a parent. I mean, you can get your nursery ready, but
You can babysit all
I
you
mean,
want.
when that kid's here and it needs you, it needs you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's go time.
Absolutely.
So that was probably the most eye-opening one for me.
So I think I have two. The career disruption.
Wait,
Oh, sorry.
you didn't tell me that you were going to choose two.
I said you can choose as many as you want.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I blocked that part out. Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead.
Well, do you have another one?
No, I'll stick to my one. You go ahead.
Well, I think I'm just going to build off of yours. The career disruption changes was not. It was difficult because I think for me, fear of the unknown is scary for me. So that one was real interesting. I knew we'd come out the other side, but it was kind of a reinvention of ourselves. And obviously it led us to a wonderful path, but that was a scary time. And then something that was difficult, I put in here when we were trying for a baby, when we had a miscarriage. I think that's when, I mean, ours was so early term. We hadn't heard a heartbeat. We knew we were pregnant, but I just feel for anybody that has to go through that. It was our first baby, and that was extremely difficult. I feel like I rebounded very well, but it's a moment, it's a marker of a hard time that we've had together.
yeah, that was definitely a hard time.
Yeah, and the worst
Like,
was
that
like
was-
calling our family to undo the news. That was not fun.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference between challenging seasons of our
Yeah.
life and there's hard seasons
Yeah.
of our life. And I think that time frame that you're referring to was hard. That was hard.
It was just so unexpected. You never kind of get pregnant and then know that 1 in 4 women miscarry. And it's so common with the first pregnancy. This was before Faye. And, I knew that I was pregnant. We were getting positive pregnancy tests. I was sailing along. Then I was out by the pool, and literally I felt like I was having an allergic reaction. I had like bumps all over. I knew something wasn't wrong. And began miscarrying immediately. Yeah. It was awful. That was so not a good time. So that was difficult. We were very blessed to not have any other fertility problems moving forward. So
yeah, that was a hard time.
Absolutely. Okay, so on a lighter note, most fun.
Ooh, what was the most fun time?
I have several.
Honestly, I think that what I'm going to say is going to maybe surprise you. But I think the most fun is, I think we're not even into the most fun part.
Yeah.
Like, I love doing stuff with Faye and Hudson, like taking them to go do things like taking Faye to her dance and stuff like that. That's a lot of fun for me. But they're just now getting to the age where they can, because Hudson's still 2. He'll be 3 this weekend. So they're just getting to the age where they can kind of start doing those things. And I'm really looking forward to that part of their lives.
Yeah.
But that also might not be a fun answer. But I think another fun time was when we were just married and pre-kids too.
Yeah.
That was also fun.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't know, like what I enjoy doing now for fun is so different than what I enjoyed doing when we were just dating.
Yeah, totally.
When we were just married, like, and I wouldn't change the way I feel now to go back to that again. Like, I'm really excited about what the future has, but I'm always looking forward to the future.
Absolutely. So the most fun superficially was obviously when we were in college. Other than you playing baseball and just getting our diplomas, there was no responsibility. We had so much fun. I had classes only Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so every other night was like a weekend, which is, it's just dangerous. But it was so much fun. Recently graduated was so fun because that's when we moved in and had our first house together and kind of things became more serious. I really had fun as new parents. Just even though it was absolutely terrifying, we were so lucky to have an easy baby our first round. And then I would say right now I'm really enjoying them kind of being like out of the toddler stage and becoming these little people that can do a lot of fun things. I feel like we're out the other side of it, and I really just am enjoying it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You just chose every single stage, I think.
I don't know about that. All right.
What's the one constant besides for us being together? What's the one constant thing that we've had through all these stages?
I have no. Is this a trick question?
No. Okay, I'll give you a clue. There's
being together?
No. I'll give you a clue. There's 2 of them. They're furry and they have 4 legs.
Yeah. Charlie and Frank. That's the one constant. Oh my God.
So when we were at Stetson, you showed up after the game with a dog in your purse.
Yeah.
And that was Charlie, a little dachshund Chihuahua.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlie's still kicking it. He's at the crib right now.
Okay, I'm going to say something
and
horrible.
And then Frank came around about 6 months later.
Yeah.
He's still kicking it. He's at the crib.
I want to know if I'm the only one that feels like this. I had our kids and the dogs became like my last priority, and they do not occupy the same place in my heart that they did when it was like nothing else required attention from me. I'll be so curious. Those dogs, like, they lay out with you to watch TV at night. Like, they're so attached to you, and I'm like, let me take care of the kids. Go outside, dogs.
Yeah, you brought the dogs home, but I keep them alive.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
Well, I mean, hey, they stay up and watch sports with me at night, and everybody else goes to bed. Kids have their bedtime, but the dogs don't. So we chill on the sofa, and I let them out at night, and that's just the way it is, I guess.
Now I want to go through rapid fire, okay?
Okay.
So there's like a game, I don't know what it is exactly, but you just say the first thing that comes to your mind. This will be a sentence. What do you wish you could have told yourself? I'm going to go through the categories and tell me fast, okay? Or you want to switch halfway through, or you want to alternate every other one? Like you ask me, you...
Yeah, let's both answer each question.
Okay, you go first. When you were a student, what do you wish you could have told yourself now that you're mid-30s?
Probably just to enjoy it. Don't be in a rush. Just chill, enjoy it, enjoy
Yeah.
the moment. But it's hard though because when you're playing baseball, you're always trying to climb the ladder. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what your goal is. So you're always looking forward to that next thing. I should have just lived in the moment a little bit more. I definitely had a lot of fun in college, but I think really truly would have tried to enjoy each and every moment.
Absolutely. So for me, it would be to take more opportunities that were afforded to myself. I didn't do any like clubs or special interest things, and there was so much at our disposal that I wish I would have done that. And school was so hard for me academically. I'm that kind of person that had to work so hard just to get C's. I wish I would have tried even harder, but not really been tough on myself, but expected more of myself. I was just coasted by to just get the C plus, B minus. And I think I could have done better even though it was difficult. Yeah. So what if it was difficult? I should have tried harder. That's what I would have liked to tell myself.
Exactly. But you think you have issues, you think you have problems in college, and then you realize,
yes,
how many years later that, man, I didn't have an issue. I didn't know what a problem was.
Yeah, I know.
And now you don't have time to do all those other things that you kind of say, hey, I wish I could have done that. Or, hey, I should have went and taken that trip and done those things. That's really true.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll ask the next question.
No, wait, we have to go through all the categories.
We got to do it for each one.
Yeah, let's do it faster though. Dating. What would you have told yourself?
Oh, okay. I understand. Dating. What would I have told myself?
First thing that comes to your mind, don't overthink it.
I don't know. I would have told myself not to rush it, I guess, like not to. I don't feel like we did really rush.
It doesn't even have to be
into
about
anything.
me. Just like dating when you were in college.
I don't know. I went from one relationship to a relationship with you. So
maybe taking some time for yourself.
Yeah. Way to answer it for me.
Yeah, well, we got to keep this moving, people. Dating for me would have been to make sure you independently built a life for yourself outside of your significant other. And I'm speaking to not my relationship with Brian, but the one before that. We just built our lives, started the first day of freshman year together. And so we had nothing separate. And that was a hard transition when that ended. So that's mine.
But even now, and we kind of hinted at this at previous podcasts.
Yes,
where
having things for ourselves.
We should have more things for ourselves.
Yes.
And there is nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely not.
Like, it's so important to have your own thing, I think, in a relationship.
Totally.
And then if it happens to bring you back together, well, you and your significant other, then that's a good thing. But,
absolutely. Okay. Yeah. When you were... I'm going to give you a scenario. When have you left your playing career yet and your coaching? Where are you in the transitional period? And what would you have told yourself of your career? Or recently graduated, career focused.
I should have been a cop.
Okay, but that's no. God. All right, keep going. Elaborate on a different answer.
Oh, we don't want to talk about that?
No.
Okay. What would I have done different? I don't know.
What would you have told yourself?
Maybe don't be scared to try different things. Don't be scared to maybe try a different kind of career, something outside of the sports realm. But I don't want to sound like I regret what I've done.
Okay.
But I guess I think about it from time to time. What if I just did something completely different?
So would you have told yourself to enjoy the game more because you didn't really see it coming that it was your last game? The cards fell and you didn't even know it was going to be your last at bat. Would you have told yourself, soak up the moment? Or is that not advice you would have given yourself?
Of course, but
it is what it is.
That's not the way it works.
Yeah. So career focused for me would have been... Oh, goodness gracious. I had a boss that was passing off of all my work as if it was his own. And I should have been less frustrated at it and just more flattered. Like, it pissed me off so bad that I left the job and that I wasn't getting any of the credit, or, I was working for hardly anything. And I should have just told myself, just shut up.
I don't know. See, I feel like if I could go back, I would be more willing to tell people to go fuck themselves.
Well, yeah, but
Like,
I had no business
seriously,
yet.
like,
I had no business to do that yet.
I don't know. Like, I look back on it and I'm like, man.
Like, why did you put up with some stuff?
Why did I put up with some stuff? And why didn't I just tell them to go stick it where,
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Engaged. What would you have told yourself?
slow it down, enjoy the moment.
Yeah, I would have said soak it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's such a short time.
We were working
so
hard around that time because I was a GA at the time. I was a graduate assistant, and I was putting in stupid hours.
I was commuting from Davie to Miami, killing myself.
Yeah, I mean, we worked so hard. We worked really hard. We never went out at night. Like, we really didn't. I mean, we were just working.
we were so focused on
we
establishing
really were,
ourselves.
and so career oriented. I probably would take a step back and maybe not have been so career oriented and just
interesting.
kind of lived a little bit more, maybe traveled a little bit more around that time frame.
Yeah.
Not that we had the money to do that, but
I know, right? That's a really, I would have told myself to go somewhere.
But you know what? That's BS because I'm sorry, but you can travel and not spend money.
Yeah. Oh, we could have. Yeah.
Like, obviously you're going to need to eat, but there's ways to do it.
Absolutely.
And do it on a budget.
Yeah. And see incredible things and go places.
And we were living in Florida. Like,
I know. It felt like a vacation.
Like, we never went to we lived literally under a mile away from the beach when we were living in Hollywood.
We were working so hard.
And we didn't
never went
one time. Not even once.
I know. That's so bad. I know.
Like, I regret doing that. Is a regret that I have.
Me too. Okay. Trying for a baby. What would you have told yourself? It's going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, the whole issues that we had, losing the first one, that one hit hard.
That one hit hard. And then when the doctor's like, okay, one menstrual cycle, go back at it. You're like, what? And I mean, that's what we did. And then Faye was boom right after that. Thank God. But I would just tell myself it's going to be okay. You don't have to worry, because I spent a good portion of Faye's pregnancy terrified. And then once you kind of get past that dangerous stage, I did enjoy it more. But it's just going to be okay.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that we were ready to have kids.
Absolutely. We were actively trying.
We wanted to have kids. But I would say that, at least for myself, that not really knowing the statistics, not knowing
how common it is,
how common a miscarriage is.
And then the support you get on the backside.
That I wasn't really educated on it.
Yeah. Oh, I had no idea.
And I think you can be ready for something, but not be educated on it.
Yeah.
So that was a experience for sure.
Absolutely. Your advice is new parents.
Oh, that's easy. There's no one way to raise a kid. Mm-hmm. Like, there's your style of being a parent. Don't try to just be yourself. Yeah. And your kid will learn to love that style of parenting. Mm-hmm. Don't try to parent like anybody else. Just try to parent like yourself.
Yes. My advice for us would be, don't try and rush. Don't try and rush like each stage. Let it come as it will. Just take your time and soak it up. I said that there was this last time that we sat in Faye's rocker and held her as a baby. And then all of a sudden she's just in her bed, and that's just gone. And you don't even know it's your last. But I just told myself, soak it up. Everyone tells you that. Don't blink. It's going to go so fast. You won't believe it. And then you kind of get to operate from that mentality a little bit more with your second child. But
yeah, and Faye was literally like too big. Like, she got to the point where picking her up all the time. She's always been like
off the charts, height and weight, yeah.
And so she got out of her crib.
Everything happened so
sooner
fast.
Than most, and so that happened quickly.
Ooh, next one's good. What would you tell yourself now, working together and being business owners? And this hasn't. This is still very new to us.
Yeah. just try to stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Know what you're good at, but also know what you're not good at. And, don't rock the boat. Try to have as much fun if you can. Make a joke about stuff if you can.
Yeah.
Because it's just, it's stressful times.
Yeah.
And you got to be able, if you're going to make it through it, then you got to be able to either laugh at it or be able to roll it off.
Yeah.
And, in the way that I think, it's not always easy to do that.
No, to me, we have to have two different gears. You have to come through these doors, and whatever happened at home doesn't exist here because we have to be solid, And so,
yeah, I think we've done a better job of that.
Absolutely.
Where we leave, especially ever since, I feel like this summer we did a really good job of leaving work at work and allowing ourselves to have a little more fun outside of work and not bringing it home with us as much.
Okay. I'm going to skip one. What would you do? What would you say to yourself as a new homeowner? I'm so curious what you're going to say. Now, let me preface this again. If you don't know us, we bought a fixer-upper. Brian has worked his absolute ass off getting this house to be a home. I mean, it was a dump. We'll post pictures. I have them on my Instagram, but this place was a dump and it's beautiful now. So what would you tell yourself as a new homeowner?
Well, we kind of knew we were getting ourselves into things that are going to break. Like everything needed to be replaced.
Yeah.
And we've literally replaced everything.
Yeah.
What I wasn't prepared for was having to fix the things that we just replaced. You know what I mean? Where you pay people to come out and do a job, and what they do is subpar, or they need to come back out, and you have to actually utilize the warranty that you get on
Take
different
time
products.
out of your day.
And that's the most frustrating part. I was kind of more, hey, things are going to break, we're going to have to fix it. Thinking, hey, once we fix it, we're going to have this brand shiny new appliance or product or whatever it is, and then we're going to be good. We're going to have it for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
We're going to have to worry about it. Well, that's not true.
Okay.
But other thing else, we kind of knew what we were getting ourselves into.
I thought for sure you would say pace yourself and find the balance because it's so easy. So when I grouted the shower to help you out, I could have sworn I was doing it for about an hour and a half. And I looked up and I maybe started at let's say 11. I looked up and it was 6:30 at night. So making sure you still have balance, because here's what happened. We were working 5 days a week. You would, sometimes work when you got home and then work all weekend, and there was no break. So I thought for sure you'd tell yourself something like it will all get done.
Yeah, we've been at it for almost coming up to 3 years. So,
and now we have no major big projects left. It feels so good.
Yeah, until the HVAC unit's the only thing that hasn't crapped out yet, but it's 20 years old. So
absolutely. So is there anything in this day-to-day moments that we're in right now that you try and remind yourself about? Or what would you tell yourself? I guess that's, what are you telling yourself right now in these moments?
I'm trying to just live in the moment, just take it as day to day as I possibly can, which I find very hard to do with our business because there is so much planning involved in our business. And we're always planning things months ahead. It's so hard to take things day to day because you already know what's coming 2-3 months from now.
Yeah.
And you're looking forward to some things, you're dreading others. So I find that challenging, and I always have to remind myself that.
Well, we all joke that we live in about 4 different months. The current shipping month, the problems that the last months the customers are having, the 2 months ahead that you're planning out and actively packing and buying stuff for. And I feel like right now it should be December.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. No, it really is. And it's confusing. The logistics side of this business of subscription and renewing revenue services, it's just, it
bizarre.
Can get confusing. It can get overwhelming.
I can't have our employees come in and talk to me with a month labeled on it. I have to know the name of the theme because I cannot keep it all straight in my head.
Yeah, they all run together.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so of these, life stages, which one do you feel was the most like transformational for you? Where did you really evolve? In between what?
Well, the kids portion
Yes.
definitely stands out to me.
Absolutely.
And that's just, I think that's pretty obvious though that one works out. But I don't know. I feel like when we were kind of on our own for a lot of things because of we always tended to live further away from family. So I feel like that initial part of us moving in together, just trying to figure it all out. Like,
Yeah.
how do we do this? How do we make enough money to pay the bills? You know, getting up to go to work every day, learning that grind, that was pretty, eye-opening too.
I would say new parents. Like you said, we had planned for it. We were ready, but your life is no longer your own. And that's a whole new ball game to get ready for.
Amen.
Okay. You could pick only one. Which one would you want to repeat? You could close your eyes tonight and wake up in a new stage. Only one.
Well, I definitely wouldn't have an infant.
Oh, but it's so cute. Okay.
No,
All right.
I mean like the sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
And
But it will end now.
yeah, it'll be over, but
Yeah.
let's be honest. That's like the feel good answer,
Yeah.
but
All
no one's picking that.
I don't know. Some people love baby stage. They love it.
Oh my gosh, there's no way.
I'm serious, Brian.
Those first 3 months
I
are
swear to
so
God.
hard.
Okay, come on. Which one would you
Because
choose?
if that was the case, then we would be having a third child.
Yeah, but which one would you choose?
So we stopped at 2. We got the girl, we got the boy, and that's for a reason.
Okay, which one are you choosing?
To go back and do all over again.
No, repeat. Yep, I'd repeat college all day long.
Yeah, college was a lot of fun.
God, so much fun.
And it's just because it's not because of the parties or
no,
it's because of the although those were fun,
yeah.
but
Well,
it's because of the responsibility level that we really had. We just had to worry about ourselves.
and Stetson was gorgeous, and I would go fishing into the beach, and I could sleep in late, and I enjoyed my classes. I loved getting a degree in communications. I loved going to baseball games. There's nothing about it that I didn't like. It was so much fun. Okay, well, you might have already answered one. What's the least one that you'd want to repeat?
I mean, I'm not saying that having kids isn't a wonderful thing.
It's all right. You're on whatever.
But the infant stage, when they need you for literally everything, like how hard that would be to go back and repeat right now.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I don't know. We would never see our other 2 kids, let alone the new one.
Yes.
That wouldn't be fair.
Okay, I don't think I'd want to repeat the career disruption when you left baseball. That was a really hard time where I worried about you and who you were going to become and how it felt for you and leaving a life's work. I would not choose to repeat that again.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yep. Okay, so to kind of wrap this up and put a nice bow on it, how do you think we changed as a couple? And then how did we grow individually? So part of what we're focusing on the date is like the reflecting component of this. We know on the back end, let's say, of the next 30 years, we're going to have some hard times and everything. But how have you felt that we've changed as a couple? Can I answer it first?
Go ahead.
I feel like we're very blessed. Every single hardship that we've come to. I'm like big on these sayings. I said a few in the last one. Somebody said, you don't move the mountain, you climb it. And I felt like every mountain that's been put in front of us, we've climbed it and we've come out stronger and more together. And I feel like we're very solid. And the changing of seasons has served us well.
Yeah, I think that every season has its own obstacles. I think that's just natural. And so some of the obstacles we're going to face as we get older. I mean, generationally, my whole
I know.
family's turned over. You
I know.
The people that were parents are now grandparents, and
Yeah.
the ones that were grandparents are now dead and gone.
Yeah.
And so we're going to face a lot more obstacles,
Yeah,
a lot
that's what
more
I'm speaking to,
very
yeah.
real obstacles. And I'm looking forward to it because we have gotten through whatever the previous seasons have thrown our way.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you think you grew individually throughout all of these own seasons?
I don't know. Did I ever really grow up?
Yes, you became softer a little bit.
Oh, I definitely became softer. That's true.
You were kind of this like badass baseball player, rough shell.
Didn't take no shit from nobody.
Yeah, like, oh, I can't believe this. And like, no.
I'm not even a little bit
No.
anymore. I wish I was still a little bit. You know what I mean? The edgy side that you're like, man, I wish.
Where does that have a place for?
I still wish that I had 0 F's to give.
Yeah.
And I just kind of lived that way.
Yeah.
But now I feel like it's so different. And
There's so
kids
much
do
more
that to you.
at
Kids do that
stake,
to
yeah.
you. I mean, there's so much more to lose out on now than before.
Yes.
And that level of responsibility makes you think twice before you make decisions. So,
Okay. I think I've grown individually, and what's been the most transformational for me is Hudson has changed me so much for the better. Patience, losing control, going with the flow a little bit more, investing and really seeing reward. I mean, some hard freaking work. And I think that God gave us our children to make us better, and it helped me grow individually.
oh, Hudson, you got a shout out.
A big one. He's the
Yeah.
best. Yeah. Absolutely. So we really just want to thank you for joining. This wasn't the most fun topics, but there are so many changing of seasons at every corner when you least expect them. Our next date will focus on that and wrap fall in the theme of fall, everything that I'm obsessed with. I wish I could live eternally in fall. And it's a really great date. We love for you to visit our website, datenightinbox.com, and get it. And we love to hear about how you've changed seasons. And I just want to leave you with, we know that we're blessed. A lot of people have had far worse things happen to them. And we're here to support you in any of those changing of seasons that you might come across.
Yeah, and I'm curious to know if maybe we left out a season. Are we missing a season? And also, we kind of explained where we are. Early 30s, with a 5-year-old, almost a 3-year-old.
Healthy parents.
What is our next season? For those of you who are, because we have a lot of people listening that are going to be in their 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
So they have a better idea of what is our next season. Like, what do we have coming up next for us that we aren't thinking about or didn't mention?
Faye going on her first date. Health problems.
That better not
potentially.
be next season.
Yeah. All right. I feel you on that one. Things like that. I call it real life stuff, but I feel, oh, goodness.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I'm curious about that. So comment on that and let us know what we're in for next.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a little bit of housekeeping. We are on all major platforms for podcasts. Just went live on Apple, iTunes, podcast, and you can also ask Alexa to play our show. Help us spread the word. We always appreciate and believe in the power of word to mouth advertising. That's what got us to this point. And thank you so much for listening.
Adios.